Hello everyone, this is James Chalekis, and this is my online instructional plan for EDT 629. I am an 8th grade math teacher in Kentwood Public Schools. Right now I'm at Grand Valley for my master's degree in educational technology, and I really like studying the thought of independent online learning in a classroom, getting kids to outside of the classroom use an online environment to explore their surroundings and further their education. The project that I picked was for several reasons. The first was to try and free up some time in the classroom. I'll explain a little bit more about that as we get into the project. But I also wanted to create some independent learners. I want the students to start taking responsibility for their own education, and hopefully this project will help them to start to develop their desire to learn on their own. And I also wanted to introduce students to an online class, so my students will get a chance to experience that. I want them to see what an online class could be like and the discipline required. My project is to give students an exponential property, 1 out of 6, on my classroom blog. I'll post it on my blog, and then they have to find the definition of that property. And after they find the definition using the internet, the specific site won't matter, but any of the sites that can give an accurate definition of whatever exponential property I give them will be acceptable, and they have to repost that to my blog. After they do that, then they will be given 5 problems, mathematical problems on that property, and they'll have to be able to solve them with any resources that they can, whether they use the definition to help them interpret the problem, or they go online and find some sort of solver that can help explain to them. Ideally, what I would like from them is to try and research methods and techniques and get into finding more examples. And if students struggle at this point, what I'll do is make suggestions of different specific websites that they can go to that will give them an example to show them how to solve a problem. They'll get one of these problems a week for 6 weeks to cover the 6 exponential properties. And then after each week, they have 1 week to complete it. After those 6 weeks, they'll be put into groups, and they'll have to collaborate together to use the exponential properties that they had to go through to solve a real-world problem that involves exponential properties. This could be some type of low-level physics problem, or scientific problem, or something related to their science, to get a cross-curricular component to it. But they'll have to work together and use online resources to try and solve this real-world problem from the definitions that they have and the practice that they've received. And they'll be given a week to solve that one real-world problem from that point. Going through this class, one of the things that I learned was how to use a blog. I'd never created a blog, never tried it, and I found it very interesting, and I thought it could be a good way to connect with my students outside of the classroom and give them a chance to give them updates through my blog and have them have to look at my blog to get important information. And this could be a way that gets started. And another thing that I learned was the importance of having students be introduced to an online class early on in their educational careers. If I can get these middle schoolers to feel comfortable going through the discipline needed of an online class, when they get into the high school, maybe they can take a complete online class and be successful at it, which could open them up to being able to learn more things and get a chance to spread out a little bit in their specific areas. In conclusion, I really liked the idea of trying to implement my blog into my classroom. I want my students to be able to go to it and know where it is and feel comfortable when I post information that they know how to get it and then what to do with it. And then I also, like I said at the beginning, wanted to introduce my class to being independent learners. Hopefully, I could go through this lesson and give them just enough information that's needed so that it could push them in the right direction of what way to go and what things to look at. This is my online instructional plan for our class. Thank you for your time.